Good morning, students. Let's begin our science class, and the topic which I am going to explain today, that is how we will extract the petroleum. So the topic which I am going to explain today, that is extracting petroleum. So first of all, students, you should know where the petrol is present in the nature. So this petrol or petroleum is found trapped in between the sedimentary rocks. So where this petroleum is found? This petroleum is found trapped in between the sedimentary rocks, which are present inside the earth, under the land, or under the sea. So this is first point you should remember, that from where the this petroleum is present or the crude oil is present, that is the petroleum or crude oil is found trapped in between the sedimentary rocks inside the earth, under the land, or under the sea. Second important point about the petroleum is what? That is this petroleum which is present or trapped in between the sedimentary rocks, they are extracted by drilling the hole in the sedimentary rocks. And up to which depth this drilling is done? This drilling of the through the rocks is done up to a depth of 10 kilometers, and the holes which are developed as a result of the drilling through the sedimentary rocks, that is what is called as the oil wells. So these are few points which you should remember regarding the extracting of the petroleum. Now next thing which you should remember about the extracting of the petroleum is what? That is, from these oil wells, the petroleum is pumped out with the help of a special type of machines which are installed or used by the oil companies, which are involved in the process of extraction or exploration of the petroleum. So these are few basic things which you should remember about the extracting of the petroleum. Now, in our country, the first oil well was found in the Digboi. There is one place in Assam state which is known as Digboi, and there the first oil well was found. Beside this, the major states where the oil wells are found, that is the Assam and Gujarat. Assam and Gujarat, these are the two states where the oil fields are found mainly in our country. Next important thing which you should remember about the next topic that I am going to discuss, that is the petroleum refining. That is, you all know that petroleum is widely varies in its color, composition, density and viscosity, and it consists of it is a mixture of many useful constituents. And these constituents which are present in the petroleum or the crude oil, they are separated by heating the petroleum, and this process of separation of the useful constituents which are present in the petroleum by heating it is called as the fractional distillation. And this process of fractional distillation, during which the useful constituents are separated from the petroleum by heating it during the process of fractional distillation, is also called as refining. So this is how the refining of the petroleum is done, during which the petroleum is heated and the various useful constituents which are present in it, they are separated. So if any question is asked, write short notes on fractional distillation, then what you will write? You will write fractional distillation is the process of separation of useful constituents from petroleum by heating it. The next thing which you should remember, that is, now I will explain you about the various useful constituents which are extracted as a result of the process of fractional distillation or during the process of petroleum refining. So first is LPG. The first important constituent is what? It is the LPG is there. So students, the various useful constituents which we separate from the petroleum as during the process of fractional distillation or during the petroleum refining are as follows. First is the LPG. First is what? LPG is there, and this LPG, first useful component is the LPG, and if you remember, I have told you the expanded form or the full name of this LPG, that is liquefied petroleum gas, and this liquefied petroleum gas is used as a cooking gas. In our homes, red color cylinder is coming which we are using. In that, the fuel which is filled or the gas which is filled, that is this LPG is filled in that cylinder, and which we are using in our cooking in our kitchen for the purpose of cooking and heating the things. And this LPG is very good fuel as compared to the traditional fuels like the coal and wood. Why? Because it is containing certain characteristics which are similar to that of the ideal fuel. Characteristics similar to the ideal fuels. First is what? It does not produces smoke. Second, it does not leaves behind very large amount of residue or ash after burning. Third important thing is what? That it is easily transportable and it is easily available also in abundance, and thereby all these characteristics make it an ideal fuel. So that's why LPG is comparatively a much better ideal fuel, because as compared to the traditional fuels like the coal and wood. So we should use the LPG instead of using the coal and wood for various purposes like cooking the food or for heating the various things. Next constituent is what? It is the petrol. You all know petrol is used as a automobile fuel. It is used in our automobiles, that is the various vehicles which we are using as mode of transport like a scooter, bike, car, etc. This petrol is used as fuel. Beside this, the petrol is also used as aviation fuel, that is the fuel which is used in the aeroplanes, as well as it is also used for dry cleaning of the woolen clothes. When you go to the dry cleaner and you give your woolen clothes, then he uses petrol for cleaning all the dust and other things which are deposited on the surface of the woolen clothes. Third useful constituent is what? That is the kerosene is there, and this kerosene is used as fuel for lighting the lamps, as well as it is also used as fuel in the stoves. Beside this, the next useful constituent, that is the diesel, and this diesel is also used as fuel in the heavy motor vehicles like trucks, tractors, buses, etc. Beside kerosene, petrol, diesel and LPG, few other useful constituents are there, like the lubricating oil is there. It is also extracted as useful constituent during the petroleum refining by the process of fractional distillation. And this lubricating oil is used for lubricating the machine parts. That is, these oils, they are used or applied in the machine parts, and the advantage of applying the lubricating oil is that it increases the working efficiency and mobility of the machines, and it helps in protecting them and making them more durable for a longer period of time. Next to the lubricating oil is the paraffin wax, and this paraffin wax is also used in the cosmetics. It is used as in making the candles as well as various types of ointments. Also, this paraffin wax is used. Next to the paraffin wax is the asphalt, and this asphalt is used for waterproofing the roofs and surfacing of the roads. As well as it is also used in making the fabrics. Next is the residue. This is also useful constituent which is obtained during the process of fractional distillation from the petroleum, and these residues, they are used for making the electrodes of the battery as well as for surfacing of the roads. So these are some of the useful constituents which we separate from the petroleum during the process of fractional distillation or during petroleum refining, and their uses also I have explained you. Now the next term about which you should know, that is what are petrochemicals. So what are petrochemicals? Petrochemicals are the compounds which are obtained from the petroleum. So if anybody asks you what are petrochemicals, then you will tell that petrochemicals are the compounds which are obtained from the petroleum, and they are also they are very useful for industrial use, because they are used as a starting ingredient in the manufacturing of or preparation of various type of things like the plastics, asphalts, then synthetic rubbers which are used for making the tires of the vehicles, as well as they are also used for making the various types of paints also. So student, this is all about the method of extracting of petroleum, as well as I have also explained you about how the petroleum refining is done, what is fractional distillation, and about the names of the various useful constituents and their uses in our day-to-day life, as well as also about what are petrochemicals and how they are useful to us. So with this, I am ending the class. Your homework is that you will learn about the method of extracting the petroleum, as well as you will also learn the uses of various useful constituents which are obtained from the petroleum during the process of fractional distillation. Thank you and have a nice day.